Throwing equipment to your characters can increase its value in many ways. Now, one of the biggest steps is to apply the best equipment to your main character. And to do that, you simply click on the character and its equipment will show. In this case, he's already been applied, the equipment, so I'll skip that and move on to a sworn sword. So we want to look at all the swords, and rather than messing around, I'll simply add a sword and then equip him. So we'll just pick the cheap one here from the list. And again, these are great for AVAs. You don't lose much. And that is added to the end of your list, so we'll have to go through the entire 17 pages to get to the character we've just recruited. And as you can see, there's no equipment applied whatsoever. So to apply the equipment, in this case we're looking at a battle of one, which is really irrelevant here whatsoever. But we'll click on the first slot, which is the hand equipment, which as you can see is a lot more than what they would just hold in their hand. It could be rings, bracelets, and so on. Now, a lot of people miss this button. We just click next and we can go to the next page of information. Now, the equipment here is not listed in any particular order in terms of its value, but chronologically, as most of the lists are. And it uses the color system of grays being the least all the way up through to gold. Most of yours will probably be in the blue range. So if we look around and try to pick up something here, we've gone too far. To determine whether it's of any value to our character, you simply click on it and it gives a value. In this case, it's going to increase the battle by 10. And there's more information down below that you may wish to consider. So to apply it, we simply close this off. And hit equip if we wanted to. Or just go to a lower one here, which is Intrigue. We could apply seals to it if there were open spots, and that would increase its value even more. Now the difference with equipment is you can apply it or unequip it as often as you want. It's not lost like seals. Once a seal is applied, it's there permanently. If you replace it, it's toast. You've lost it. So we could go through the whole procedure of picking a seal to apply to that particular equipment, but of course we have no idea what we're going to do with this character, so it's pretty well a waste of time. At some point you'll end up understanding or remembering all these values for your sword. So we'll get rid of the seal enhancement and go back and close the back of the card and simply equip it. This too is a valuable piece of equipment. So I'll just grab this composite sword of shadows. You can see it has the battle value of 5. And if you read the fine print, it gives you more. So just by hitting the equip, we get it. So now we move on to the next, which is body equipment. And we generally think of these as armors. But as you'll soon see, it can be necklaces, pendants, bracelets, hoods, boots, as well as all kinds of garments. So again, these are chronological again, and we can do a quick search by looking at color jewels in the corner of them. And again, we have to click on each to determine whether it would be useful in this particular case, which is more a battle-equipped character. So the old studded leather here would give an increase in value of 3. And again, if we wanted to apply seals, this one's open and we could do that. However, we're not going to bother going through the whole process. So we'll just equip this character. And now we have 2 slots filled and we move on to the third, which is the companions. Again, the companion will give an increase in value of your choosing. So we quickly go through them and try to determine what we want to use. This can be a very slow and laborious process until you get a better understanding of what's available. So we've clicked on a blue here, which has an increase of 2 but we've selected that. Now the character is equipped and we can send them off on an adventure. An adventure, of course, which is the result is determined by the equipment of the sword. So we can go through our choices, and there are many, depending on what we're looking for. If you click on the treasure chest of any of these adventures, you get an indication of what your rewards may be, and also includes the rare rewards that you will receive far less often. Now this one has a red gem, which will increase our chances at things. So we'll pick that. Knowing full well that the rare items will probably not be available to us very often. So if we go all the way to the end of the list, we can see that our chances of getting anything are very remote. For in this case, even though he's equipped for battle, our chances are very challenging, and they're not impossible, of course, but we'll pick the highest battle value here. We could do a visual search on how much blue is there, but often it's quicker just to look at the values down below. So we hit the go and send them off if we wish. We can add a boon to increase the value and perhaps improve on the odds of our rewards. And again, the boons are listed as the order in which they arrive. So it could take a long time to go through each of them to find one that would be applicable to this aid or part of the battle group. It's a so slow process as most of these things, so once you become familiar with them, you're able to pick what you want a heck of a lot quicker.